Ryan Sherry. Been hanging out, having some good laughs, right?
Absolutely.
This does not look like me, but the thought was nice, I guess.
Yeah, man. A for effort, you know? Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
And you're for the Mr. Ferrari, you got the Ferrari stories. And I was like, we gotta hang out on the podcast a little bit, and you gotta tell me a few of these things. You've told me a
man.
few already, but I wanna hear some more.
Okay. Yeah, man. I'm open to all that, man. I had questions for you because
Okay.
it's kind of like who interviews you? Has anyone ever got you to?
Yes, I've had the tables turned on me a few times by some of my black belts, by other people. They just start, and it's free, right? It's
open.
I'm open, yeah.
We're just chilling. We're
just
talking.
chilling, yeah, hanging out.
All right, cool. Cool. Let me see. I got a bunch of stuff for you, but let me see if I can flip through and see if I can grab a couple of just quick stories, man. I don't know. I was thinking about this Maserati client I had back in the days. He would always come in on Thursdays and complain about this like noise in his trunk, and he just wasn't a really nice human being. His presentation.
I want to go back.
Yeah.
How long have you been working with Ferrari? I didn't even introduce you properly.
No problem. So, been working with Ferrari, Maserati in the service department for about 20 years now.
20 years.
Yeah, and I fully bullshitted my way into the gig when I was about 29, and I walked. So, let me back up. I started at I grew up in Miami, and I started at a dealership in Miami called The Collection, and it's a pretty massive, well-known spot. They have like 10 different brands, and my dad actually used to sell Porsches there before I was born, with another previous owner, Joey D. Maria, which may or may not have been in the 80s in Miami. May or may not have been caught with some Cessna airplanes with no seats in them.
80s, huh?
80s in Miami was reckless.
Miami Vice.
Yeah,
Pablo
Pastel.
Escobar. Yeah.
Oh, dude. I could tell you some funny stories about that stuff too. Everyone has an uncle in Miami that participated in the 80s more than others, I guess.
So 20 years plus in that, and you and how did you come to LA, Los Angeles?
I came out here to visit my now wife, and I never left. Yeah, no job, no car, $800 I borrowed from a buddy of mine, and stayed out here, and luckily kind of just schmoozed and just got lucky and started working back in the Ferrari realm at Ferrari Beverly Hills. Yeah.
Yeah, I told you I recently watched the Ferrari movie, where they talked about just how he came up after World War II, and just the different drivers dying right in the car crashes, and the big car crash on the side of the road, and then his son can have the ex-wife was like, you're not gonna, I'll divorce you, but you cannot give your son the Ferrari last name until I pass away.
Correct.
And how old was he when he finally got the name? The son?
I think Piero was probably in his 30s or 40s or something like that. Yeah, and we spoke a little bit about this, but the owner of my dealership is tied in with Piero, and that's
Piero
probably
Ferrari.
Yeah, it's probably for another podcast.
Yeah.
But, maybe I can get him in here, dude. Who knows?
Man, it's just the stories and the history and people getting like they whatever, changed their Ferrari up and they got like blacklisted, and and then somebody else helped the guy who got blacklisted, and then he was blacklisted, and then I got into this whole Ferrari entanglement world, and I was asking, is this true? Is this? Oh yeah, this happens.
Yeah. With with people. Ferrari's kind of evolved the way that they sell cars, and it's man, I don't even know where to start with that. It's so it's so difficult now to get into a VIP side of the sales to get the special cars, and I mean, it's such a massive demand that I think they have an internal rating system for people that buy the cars and what they've bought, and everyone has a history, and Ferrari tracks everything. And I think the ballpark number these days to get as a VIP client for a dealership is like 13 million. You spend about 13 million, and
13 million to get on the list to get a Ferrari or
to get
the right Ferrari
the
that you
special,
want, the special Ferraris.
yeah, yeah, and you know those cars are, you know, 1 or 2 mil to get. Takes about a year and a half to get them. Sometimes 2 years, depending on the order. And then, I mean, really, right off the cuff, they're already doubled in value. But you know, a lot of those guys that finally get to that point, they don't care, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're just happy that they got this extra special toy. You know, it's just not the red Ferrari you see on Rodeo. It's usually not red.
What are some changes that people have made to the Ferraris over the years that you've seen, and then like that's it, they're blacklisted?
Well, what we've seen and how that kind of comes about is in the service side where I sit. I'm in the service department of the dealer. The Ferrari, the factory itself, has gotten really good with their computer system, their diagnostic system. So we get these guys here that get newer cars like a hybrid SF90, stuff like that, or a 296, and they'll take the exhaust off. They'll do aftermarket exhaust. They'll take the catalytic converters out. They'll plug in a different ECU mapping system so that it will hypothetically still read well and not have a check engine light. But, excuse me, there's not one car that someone's done that to that has not had a problem. And with the new diagnostic tools,
Had a problem like it working properly?
yeah, definitely they don't sustain working properly like that.
And that's beyond them being blacklisted. Plus, it doesn't work the way they want it to work. They think it's going to be better and improvement, but it's not.
Correct. Yeah, Ferrari spends millions and millions on every single car for research and development. Some tuner shop is not going to improve. They'll improve the, you could say sound. I would call it noise, but you know, it's just louder. It's just more obnoxious, dude. So when we scan into the car, it'll flag the car with the factory, and then Ferrari will get back with us and ask us, and we'll send pictures, and that warranty's voided. And
Blacklisted.
Who's this guy? Where did he get the car from? They'll call that dealer, and it will just run downhill like that. Or, you know, Ferrari just doesn't like people that modify their cars. So that's how, unfortunately, sometimes, you know, service people don't, like, I'm not going to report your car. Ferrari's going to figure it out one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. And then from the sales side, getting blacklisted, which is really bad, is when you're in a good position of buying cars like a VIP client, and they'll get a really special SP2, SP3, you know, stuff like that, and then resell them without selling them back to the dealer that they got it from, and you know, working proper channels. They'll just take it to a, you know, an exotic sales place,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, Ferrari will.
So
find
if you
the
get one of
VIN
those
number.
VIP cars, Ferraris, you have to go wherever you got it from. You have to let them know, hey, I want to sell this car. And if you don't ask them, if you don't do it the right way, you're going to be on the blacklist.
Yeah.
That's it. You're done.
That's a wrap. Everything you've worked for, like to get to that point,
Those 13 million or no
it's
more.
toast. Set it on fire. Yeah. You'll end up, if you ever want a special car again, you'll have to find one on the blacklist, or you know, on the secondhand market for that matter, that will cost you triple. Then you know, but that's usually how that happens. Yeah, and then you get, you know, people like Justin Bieber or whoever that do things to their cars, and Ferrari doesn't like it, and they're not going to sell them new cars. Whatever.
What are some other big names that have done that? Some Mayweather?
Oh yeah, yeah. They won't sell him any new cars either. Yeah. And it's funny. It's some people get it, some people don't care. You know, and I think it's a big Florida, California thing where they're like they have the tuner shops, and it's so funny that the guys will come in and they're like, oh, but this guy's done exhaust on like 500 of these cars, and they have all these Ferraris in the shop. And I'm like, yeah, they have check engine lights on. They run like shit. They're burning wiring harnesses. And it's not warrantyable stuff. It's you pay this guy 30, 40 grand. Don't get mad at me if I'm going to give you a bill for 5 or 6 to fix it. It's a rough cycle.
How did that the whole thing evolve of getting blacklisted? Do you know the history? Like who the first person was to do that?
That's a good story. So when I was in Florida, I like the guy. He actually brings me cars out here in California. He has a house in Florida and a house out here. Older gentleman, and he had a LaFerrari when they came out. So this is 14, 15, and it was a coupe. And he was on the rarefied list at that time to get a LaFerrari Spider, LaFerrari Aperta. Okay. And at that point, they're only going to do 30 of them or 33, and it was a big deal.
This is back in what years?
2014.
Okay.
So he lived in he lived north of Fort Lauderdale, and he went to a dealership north of Fort Lauderdale. And there may or may not have been a technician that worked there that was a computer genius, that I may or may not have gotten him the job at that dealership. And he learned how to tap into the software in the odometer to reset the mileage.
Oh, on a Ferrari. Damn.
On a LaFerrari, like a big deal car. You can Google this. It's I'm not saying anything that's not already out there. And the technician may or may not have, instead of taking mileage off, he just put it to 0. But the other problem was this gentleman registered the car in Montana. And at the time, you couldn't, I think even to this day, if you register a car in Montana, it has to live in Montana for 366 days out of the first year of registration. This guy had all these records of going to the dealer with X amount of mileage and boom, 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 boom. And then all of a sudden, now the car just has 0 miles. So the next time they scanned into it, the factory saw that, and it was a huge thing.
But that was the first person that got blacklisted?
He's definitely one of the
early ones.
First, or one of the bigger ones too.
Okay.
He was a big Ferrari collector and had very, very special cars. And I don't think he has any newer cars these days.
So 2014. That's not that long ago. I thought it was going to be like a longer history of that, but I guess it's all digital now, right? It's been like digital. It wasn't digital like that before.
Yeah,
like 40 years ago.
Yeah, I think probably before it came down to, more of a personal interaction. And if you're getting special cars in the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s, and somebody at the factory had a not so pleasant altercation with you at a prestigious show, I'm sure there were discussions up and above at the factory that, hey, this guy
he's done.
Yeah, he's not getting any new cars, So it's always, it's a really big, small world in the exotic cars, for sure. Yeah.
And so you've been in LA how many years now?
Well, like 7.
7, okay.
Yeah.
Not that long, but it's good amount.
Yeah, it's still, still growing. I'm still here.
What is it now? 2000, we're in 2006, so I guess right before the pandemic, right?
Yeah, actually I got here August 1st of 2019. and then pandemic in 2020, and I started working at Beverly Hills. Yeah, like June or July of 2020. Yeah, and just got lucky. And just, yeah, it all worked out. That was pretty cool.
So tell me some interesting. What questions did you have for me?
Oh, all right. Let's get some questions for you, bro. All right. Well, just go back to the basics, man. Where were you born?
Where was I born?
Yeah.
New Mexico, Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when did you establish Legacy? in this
Legacy.
place?
So 25. In 2000.
Okay.
So about 25, 26 years ago.
Man.
In Santa Fe, New Mexico, and then I met an Armenian girl. Next thing I knew, I was living in Glendale, California.
That's how
in
that
this
goes.
area, yeah, and I've been here for 18 years.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. It's funny. When I came out here to visit Sarah, who's my wife now, the first place she brought me to, she asked me if I liked acai, and I was like, yeah, I love
Oh, no
acai.
way.
So we came here and we ate the first day I landed in LA, and I had no idea that the jiu-jitsu studio and anything was connected to Acai Jungle. Props on Acai Jungle, the best place in Burbank.
Shout out.
So that was really cool. That's a funny story. And then I had really bad, not sciatica, but bad lower back problems and bad neck and back problems. And I couldn't put my shoes on right. So again, Sarah and I were having acai bowl. And that's right when you guys opened up Revive. So I went in there and I started talking to Ricky. And then I started stretching with Ricky. And I started working out with Ricky. And then sauna, cold plunge, everything. And honestly, man, I can't thank you enough that this place really changed and upgraded my whole lifestyle, man. It really has, dude. So
Love
thank
it.
you very much,
man.
dude.
Thank you. Means
And
a lot,
then
actually.
And
it was through a different path, not our normal jiu-jitsu pathway, right?
Yeah,
And
no,
our
totally
martial art
different.
pathway.
Yeah.
But you're gonna end up there eventually.
No gi, no gi.
One way or another.
Yeah, no, I think that's how it goes, right? That's what I hear.
You're telling me somebody had a legacy in-house tournament yesterday, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I walked into
Or today, rather, this morning.
an appointment this morning, and my friend's wearing your legacy shirt, and I was like, "What's up with that?" And I go, "Who broke your nose?" Sorry, Brandon. Yeah. A good friend of mine competed in the tournament here yesterday. Yeah, man.
Yeah, just random, like
Yeah,
completely random. He had no.
he got folded.
He went out there. That's
Yeah.
that's great.
Props, dude.
Yeah,
Props.
respect,
Really good stuff.
courage, right? Stepping up and then just learn, right? You're moving forward.
Yeah. And I have another friend of mine that does jiu-jitsu at Gracie. I want to get him to come by here and hang out for a little bit too.
Awesome.
It is it's kind of just like Ferrari, man. It's a big, small world. There's only certain cool people at the top, and you keep meeting them over and over if you're good in a good spot.
It's really cool. You said that about how you came into the cafe and then you found out about Revive, then found Revive, and then here we are talking, and I've seen you now. I don't know how long has it been?
Dude, like 2 years.
2 years. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really cool because I believe in the recovery things that we do, and so it's really cool to see you benefit from it and
Yeah.
the
No, I'm telling
testimonial.
you.
Appreciate that.
I couldn't put my shoes on before, and I'm better than good now. I'm in
Amazing.
much better shape, man. So and continuing to progress.
That's
and I
it.
wanna,
That's it.
So it's been a great additive to my life, dude.
Amazing.
So thank you, dude. It's a good spot.
Can I ask you?
Yeah.
So you said 7 years ago you came with $800.
Yes.
How was that process? How did that happen? What happened after when you showed up and they asked you with $800 in your pocket?
Dude, I just showed
He came
up.
to us. He came to the
He came
to Los
LA
Angeles.
with
$800 in his
Yeah.
pocket.
Yeah.
What happened after?
Man,
How'd you know about that?
He just said it earlier.
yeah, I did.
Pay attention.
It went over my head.
It's all right.
I was focused on the red car, red Ferraris.
Yeah, I told you, you're not allowed to get a red Ferrari, bro. I'm telling you, you do Silverstone on beige. It's going to be great. Yeah, luckily, my wife had her house here. And I think if I landed anywhere besides Burbank, I don't know how long I'd last in LA without a car.
In LA, yeah.
Yeah, so it was great. A skateboard, I could get around, I could get my coffee, I could go to the bank, I could do whatever I wanted, you know, out here. So I got really lucky. And Sarah was in production. She was, she was an executive assistant to a gentleman that, I mean, he the Connors, Roseanne, 70s Show, and Boston, he owned Boston Red Sox, I think Manchester football. So yeah, Sarah was really tied in really well, and so I kind of I got to hang out for a little bit and get used to LA, and then COVID happened, and I started working at a Porsche place, aftermarket Porsche restoration shop. When I was in Ferrari at Fort Lauderdale, I ran the restoration department for about 6 years.
Okay.
So I worked a lot with the older cars and a lot with the factory. And I would do they call it Classic K certification for the factory on the older cars. And I worked with some just amazing old school guys that taught me a lot. So I still can't tune a carburetor. But I know my way around a vintage older Ferrari, so I've had a lot of really good experiences and met a lot of really cool people in that world. So yeah, I thought that I could kind of transfer my vintage car knowledge from Ferrari to Porsche, and thankfully it didn't work out that well. And then like the first week I was working at the Porsche place, my service director called me from Beverly Hills and offered me the job. So everything kind of just came together, you know. I think if you stay on a good right path, the universe kind of just opens up the rest of the world for you, man.
That's it.
You know, it's that simple, dude.
Have you been to Italy? Have you been to the Ferrari
I have not yet.
factories or anything?
Not yet. I'm
Not
gonna
yet.
go. I'm gonna go. We should go.
Yeah, I would love that.
I'm
I
down.
love that after watching just that Ferrari movie. It was like, it blew my mind. I couldn't stop thinking about it. Just the horror, his focus for excellence and perfection, and just it was intense. It was inspiring.
Yeah, his perseverance and not letting anything get in his way. It's like, this is what we're gonna do. And that's another real interesting characteristic with the factory to this day that not a lot of people know of. But so Ferrari has what they call challenge races.
Challenge races.
Yeah. And if you're a bigger deal at a dealer that run the challenge series or have a race team, you can buy a plug-and-play Ferrari race car. You know, a year or two older or a newer one. And then they do challenge races, 6 or 7 different spots in the U.S., and then the finale's in Italy.
Wow.
And you work with the
Where the spots, like racing tracks? Or
Yeah, Sonoma. I usually go to Sonoma with Beverly Hills, and I'll show you some good videos. There's like 50 or 60 cars out there, different classes of levels of drivers and stuff, but it's a phenomenal program. But small hint, if you're spending 13 mil, make sure you buy a challenge car, because you'll move up to the list a lot quicker. Because Ferrari as a company still looks at the roots of racing. You know, you sell street cars to race. So if you're a smart Ferrari owner, you buy a challenge car, so you may not have to spend 13 mil.
And you get the street cred.
Yes.
They give you the street cred.
Exactly. It's another way life works too.
I'm definitely gonna. If you go to Italy, if you do that any of that, like, let me know. Me and Kevin will go with you.
There we go. Yeah, we need security. It's good. All right, cool. Yeah, no, I'd love that. I'd love that. Even the next time that they race in Sonoma, we should go out there.
I'd love to see that.
It's phenomenal. It's great. It's a great weekend out there. It will really open your eyes to the way the Ferrari community is and stuff like that. It's very cool. Very cool.
What do you love about working with Ferrari?
Well, I love the cars, man. I've always loved the cars ever since I was a kid. And then I've grown to just learn stuff about life from my clients.
Life.
Yeah. I mean,
The relationships.
yeah, and how to deal and work with, working with the shop. I'm essentially a liaison between the client and the technician, and then whatever my parts manager thinks, and being able to juggle those three people and get something accomplished sometimes is a job within itself. But I've learned a lot and had a lot of really good experiences and met a lot of really unique, interesting people. It's taught me a lot. So I'm taking a little break from the shop right now, but I'm for once I'm actually like happy to be going back soon. Yeah, because
Nice.
I miss it. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Give me the craziest story, Ferrari story.
Oh shit. Let's see what we can pull out here that would be socially acceptable. I think I brought the wrong notebook. It's horrible. Now I have to do another podcast. It's great. All right. Well, I'll just go back to this Maserati client. I don't know. I think it's a funny one. This guy would always come in like Thursday morning freaking out about this noise in his trunk, and it's so loud, and it goes on for like a couple of weeks. And, we take everything apart, and we go through everything, and we found some things we could fix, but never this, this significant noise that this guy kept talking about. And then eventually, third or fourth time in, he's getting pretty aggravated, and he's being rude and yelling in the shop, and and then we'd always go on a road trip with him, and it's like, you don't hear anything, dude. Like, what are we talking about? So eventually, we pinned it down that this happens Wednesday nights. So we told him, come back Wednesday night so we can hear this. Sure enough, Wednesday night, there's a massive thud every time you take a corner in his car. And we open the trunk, and he has a bowling ball back there. And he never thought Wednesday night's bowling night. He never realized that this...
Are you going to say dead body or something?
No.
Something crazy.
No, man. But it's like, you get clients
Like a skull
that.
or something.
Oh, dude.
Forgot
bowling
about.
ball. How do you not know it's a bowling? I don't know, man. I'll say this one. So growing up in
With the
Miami.
Italians and mafia. And
Man, I don't know. Yeah, it's too early to get into some of those stories. I come across people that sometimes I don't know who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
And thank God
So
for
good.
Google. It's like, oh, yeah, that was probably not a good joke I made with him. I don't know. But growing up in Miami, we had, and I'd never really thought about this when I was a kid, but we had a family friend. It was a dentist, and he was, I was always told Suveron's a big dentist and known and blah, blah, blah. We used to go on this camping trip, and Suveron would always do just ridiculous stuff. But he told his story when I got older that he still has it. It's a little yellow 1971 Ferrari Dino Spider. And he got a police escort from Coral Gables, where he lives still, to Tallahassee. And he got to drive the thing flat out for like 6 or 7 hours. And he thought it was the coolest thing. He's like, I felt like I was in a high-speed chase. They were behind me with the lights on, and I'm just flooring this thing all the way up to Tallahassee. He was a pioneer in forensic dentistry, and he matched the bite marks to several women to Ted Bundy's teeth, and he helped put Ted Bundy away. So that's Suveron in a weird Ferrari Dino story. I don't know. It's not what you're hoping for either, but you know,
It's all good. You have to. You don't want to be on record for some of the stories. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. I don't want to get
It's all good.
blacklisted, man.
Man,
Have you ever driven a Ferrari?
I have not driven a Ferrari.
Okay. Well, we need to work on that.
Okay.
All right, cool. Well, just in case.
How do we make that happen?
Well, you got to start small.
Okay.
Okay. So I was hoping you'd say you haven't. So now you need to put batteries in that, and then you can drive a Ferrari. I gave him his first Ferrari. It's amazing. I know it's red. That's why we got to get out of the red Ferraris. You got to get.
The red's nice, man. Yeah. You can't get rid of the red.
Red Ferrari. There's something about red Ferrari. It's like 80s. Yeah. I don't know.
How?
You guys and Ricky. Ricky
Really? It's the
won't-
same way.
it's
Same
same thing.
Yeah.
Has to be a red Ferrari.
Well, it doesn't have to be a red Ferrari, but to say a red Ferrari is not crazy good.
I could see like a red vintage Ferrari, but like maybe a dark red or something. I don't know. The blood red Ferraris just don't do it for me anymore. I know. So the first Ferrari I ever sat in, my dad had a friend in Coconut Grove in the 80s. And his dad, I don't know the whole story, but he had two Ferraris. He had one of 10 275 GTB Spiders, a 275 Spider. Super rare car. I think his dad paid like 30 grand for it in late 60s, which, you know, massive amount of money in the 60s. And then he had another one. It was a 365, still front engine V12, but the 365 was a 2+2, so it's a really, really big car. Hate to say it, they drive like Mack trucks. They're just a horrible car, but they called that car Brutus.
Brutus.
Yeah. So they had that, and then the 275. And I remember in the 80s, my dad's buddy was super excited. His dad decided to sell the 275, and I think he got like 375 grand for it. And he was like, "Oh, it's so much money and this and that." That car right now is worth like $30 million. And unfortunately, he knows that, and he's not too happy about his dad right now. But what are you going to do? You can't change history.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? The like paintings and I wouldn't think that, but they are like classics, right?
Oh, yeah.
All these Ferraris.
All the rarity numbers, they're, you know, everyone, it's
so they go up in price with time.
absolutely. And, you know, they go through their little spikes, you know, and some of them just keep climbing. You know, like, again, with the guys with the special cars, like, I had a client get his SP3 Daytona in. It's probably one of the sexiest, newest cars that Ferrari ever made. And he came to see it at the shop. Just came in air freight, and then they drove air freight to Jersey, and then they freighted into us. So I call him up, and I was like, "Listen, don't tell anybody, but your car's here if you want to come look at it." So came over to look at it, and he starts getting calls, and he's walking around the car on the phone looking at it, and he's like yelling at whoever's on the phone. He's like, "It's the first time I'm seeing it. No, I don't want $5 million." He's like,
Oh damn! Getting phone calls.
yeah, like
soon
people
as-
on the phone already wanted to buy the car, and he's like, "No, I'm not selling the fucking car. I haven't even sat in the car." It's like, I know $5 million is a lot of money. It's double what I paid for it, but I don't want to
How
sell
many
it.
Ferraris do they make?
It comes and goes. I mean, it depends on. I
more or
think they're
less.
up to like 8,000 a year.
8,000 a year.
Yeah. When I started about 20 years ago, essentially it was a V12 model. Normally all of them were coupes. And then a V8 model, which was a coupe and a Spider. And then a challenge car. And then maybe a special car. And the special cars numbers are usually 399, like Enzo or a Laffer and stuff like that. 399 or 499. Oof. Don't quote me on that. But, you know, there's still other special edition cars that are a little bit more tangible, but at this day and age still double and triple in price rather quickly. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah, you wanted to give me this. So you asked me.
Yeah, that's you,
play with
dude.
me.
That's your first Ferrari, dude. That's it right there.
Formula racing. Oh man. So you've been here for 7 years in LA, and you know, you've been in Florida. You lived there for, you know, your whole before
Majority
that, right?
of my life. Yeah, yeah.
So how do you compare Florida to LA or SoCal?
I like it out here. I really like it out in LA. I think LA is like 10 Miamis.
10
just all
Miamis, yeah.
Put together. With better roadways. Because in Miami, it's just, you know, you got the turnpike and 95, and that's it. Everything else is a grid. And there's so many people living there now. Like, I couldn't ever see myself going back and moving back to Miami to live there. It's too much. But
It's grown so much, huh? Since the pandemic times, since the people moving out of California and other
New York.
Yeah, New York. Yes,
Yeah,
New York.
they're all migrating down to Miami. Yeah, and plus taxes aren't that bad down there either.
We went to Key West.
Oh, okay.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Just exploring Florida. Took my daughter to a tournament out there and made a little vacation of it, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So I like Florida, but I love California.
Yeah.
The weather, just everything's here, right? Mountains, beach.
Yeah, you could go snowboarding in the morning and surfing in the afternoon. Where else are you going to do that? Come on. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. LA, California's good stuff. I don't know about the taxes out here, though, but that's another podcast, too.
For sure. What's next for you?
I don't know, man. I think I'm going to have an easy, chill day today and then come back and train with Ricky later on in the week and then do my normal Saturday session, dude. Yeah, just going to take it easy.
Well, thanks for your time. Thanks for hanging out.
Welcome.
We'll save those. We'll figure out how to say some of those stories in a smart way to not incriminate and get you blacklisted, right?
I'm gonna go back to the drawing board, man. I'll come up with some better written material. Off the cuff, I may not be so kosher, but you know.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
And
Thank
look
you
forward
for
to
having
seeing
me.
you training.
Yeah, man.
Thank
You will. Thanks,
you, brother.
Alberto, man.
Reach me on the floor.